Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. This is the Pop Rocks Radio Show. You found it, baby. You found it. I'm certainly glad you did. I'm taking a break from painting for a little bit, and I'm very excited. Tonight on the line with us, we've got James Fearnley from the fantastic LA-based indie rock band Cranky George. James, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, it's a wonderful pre-Thanksgiving Tuesday night, and I've got the lights outside on the deck, and I'm about to have my dinner once I've finished with you, and looking forward to the rest of the week.
Nice. Let me just change the time on this for 3 out. No, I'm kidding. We won't keep you from dinner too long here. Yeah, I am too. It's been this is much needed. This month has been a little stressful on me. Oh man, I'm telling you, just thing after thing. And I have this annoying twitch in my left eye that's formed. I feel like Inspector Dreyfus from the old Pink Panther movies.
Yeah, I know that.
So I'm needing a lot of food and just some relaxation for a couple days, which will
No, but
be
we can't relax
very,
though.
very
There's no relaxing.
That's
This day and age, in the political climate that we have, we can't relax.
Oh, man. I'm telling you.
So eat your dinner, then get back to work. That's what I say.
It's so true. I was talking to my girlfriend Danny about it because we were, as I think a lot of
Your
our
girlfriend's
friends
called Danny?
Yeah, Danielle. I call her Danny for short.
Yeah, no, my wife's called Danielle as well. Like, you have my name and you have my wife's name, or I have your name and I have your wife's name too. That's bizarre.
That's
all right.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
No, we were very surprised and all that, and I think we were talking about it, and I told her, I said, I think what kind of happened is we just surround ourselves with like-minded people. I think everybody probably does, and
this day and age with Facebook and Facebook particularly, but Twitter, we've been living in a bubble for quite a bit, really. I think since 2007, I would say. And
I would agree.
I think the bubble got burst just now, and we've got to concentrate. It seems.
Right? Yeah, I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. Now you've been in the game, James, for the music business for quite a while.
Yeah.
Tell everybody a little bit about your background because it's fascinating.
My background started off as early as when I was 10 years old, and I was a choir boy. For my local church near Manchester, England. And then when I went away to school, I was like a soprano choir boy then. Then I got into playing the guitar when I was 14, and I was in a band at school for a couple of bands. And then once I'd left school, I went down to London and farted away a few years at college. And then found myself in Berlin,
of all
playing acoustic guitar with a guy. This is like as long ago as 1977. So yeah, I have been in the game, as you call it, for a really long time. And so the guy that I was playing with, it was a black guy from France, I think, but he happened to be in Berlin. He was turning up in clubs and playing. And he said, you're too good for this. You ought to go back to London, buy yourself a guitar, and get yourself out there, because this is the time that you can do that in 1977. So I came back to England, went up to Manchester actually, and earned money enough to buy a Fender Telecaster, and then came back down to London, went all over London doing auditions, getting myself into bands, from soul bands to ska bands to experimental bands to new wave bands, all sorts. And then I went up to an audition in North London for a group called the Nipple Erectors, who the name was short for the Nips, and Shane McGowan, who subsequently became the lead singer for the Pogues. He was the lead singer for the Nipple Erectors. So I was their last guitar player. The Nipple Erectors broke up. And then a year and a half later, Shane sent his friend, and my friend actually, Jem Finer, who played banjo in the Pogues, he sent Jem up to my house with an accordion in a plastic bag and said, "Tell James that he has to learn how to play this." So that's how I got into the Pogues, and that was in 1982. 92, that was. Yeah. And so then it's been the Pogues right the way through till 93. Then I left the Pogues in 93. We had to sack Shane in 1991. Then I came to live here in 1993. Got myself into a band called the Low and Sweet Orchestra here. And two of the guys in Low and Sweet Orchestra are now in Cranky George. I've been playing with them since 1989. Basically, we were all neighbours. We used to go down to... All right, so the two guys that are in Cranky George that were in Low and Sweet Orchestra, another indie LA type band with a... Right. We made a great record called... Oh, what's it called? It's called Goodbye to All That, it's called. We signed to Interscope Records in 1995, I think it was. So the two guys are Dermot Mulroney, who's an actor, and Kieran Mulroney, who was an actor back then, but now he's a screenwriter. And Kieran plays fiddle, Dermot plays cello and mandolin and a few other things. So we started out Cranky George as the Cranky George Trio, which was just the three of us. And then we added Brad, who's the bass player. He's a record producer from Chicago, who's worked with all manner of people, from Liz Phair to Pete Yorn to the Smashing Pumpkins to the Bangles, among many others. And our percussion drummer player man is a guy called Sebastian Sheehan Visconti. Originally, it was the trio with Brad Wood, and we shared the drums between us in a foot-operated style. So I got the snare drum that I played with my foot. Brad got a hatbox bass drum that he played with his foot. Kieran got the cowbell, which he played with his foot. And Dermot got the hi-hat, which he played with his foot. So we were a kind of band of one-man bands for a time.
Nice.
And as a spectacle, it works really well. And as a concept, I really like the idea of it. But musically, it didn't work at all. Yeah, it was fun, but it didn't really hang together. So we really needed a drummer to step in. So we got Sebastian to come and play drums, although Brad still does play the hatbox bass drum with his foot while he plays bass at the same time.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
So that's a long answer to your question.
It's so interesting, and I just, like I said, excuse me fanboying out a little bit, such a big fan. And something I wanted to ask you, with your history and whatnot, and with the Pogues and all this and that, now this was a band that was out, and some of our younger listeners may not be familiar with that. I don't know how, but YouTube's your friend, young listener. Go check that out. You'll be blown away.
Check us out. We changed the world, I think, somehow.
Oh, I'm telling you. And at a time in the 80s, I remember it seemed so many people were focused on samplers and electronic music and the kind of new wave thing. And here the Pogues were with traditional, like you said, banjos and things of that nature. Yeah. And it's interesting to me because you guys were you stood out so nicely amongst just a sea of keyboard bands at the time.
That's true.
And now, today, like the rise of Americana and a lot of these newer bands that really embrace mandolin and things of that. And it's interesting to me because I'm like, man, old James Fearnley and Shane and everybody, they were doing this 25 years ago, guys. They knew very ahead of their time, so to speak.
Well, I think at the time, we can't take the entire, responsibility for the kind of rebirth, or not rebirth, what is it, like the reappearance of, skiffle musical instruments, basically. Like the Beatles were doing skiffle back in 1950, 58 or something, before they were called the Beatles, when they were called the Quarrymen and everything. And there was a big skiffle thing in London in England during the 60s with artists like Lonnie Donegan. I can't think who else right now. And then I suppose that when New Wave had settled in with bands like Spandau Ballet and ABC and whoever else, that it was like an antidote to, as you say, like loads of keyboards and haircuts, basically. The gift flock of seagulls that I used to hang out with back then. But,
I had that hair back in those days. I
Oh,
totally
did you?
know
And
what
then did
you're
you lose all your
saying.
hair? Like, what's his name? Mike? I can't remember his name.
I'll put it this way. There's a reason I'm on radio. No,
yeah, but I've seen a photograph of you, and you look like you've been through a wind tunnel.
No, that's it.
Yeah, I look like a wind tunnel that's like 100 times more powerful than the wind tunnel that you've been in, because I've got no hair at all now.
Right. And the Pogues were such a great band, even to this day.
Thanks.
We talked about Facebook and this and that, and especially the political climate. I'll see somebody on Facebook start going on and on about immigrants and all this kind of stuff and the evils of all that. And I'll say, hey, here's a song you might want to check out. It's called Thousands Are Sailing. Here's the video, and I'll post it right under their comment. And then they
for sure, because like the Pogues, I think, spoke for people like that who, specifically to do with the movement of people from Ireland to the United States and from Ireland to London, who were both economic refugees and they weren't political refugees at all so much, but have their land and livelihoods devastated in 1845, I think it was, the Irish famine, which is what Thousands of Sailing has as its spark at the back of it, even though it's about Irish people leaving Ireland for better things elsewhere. I think the Pogues gave people like that a voice from the funny whiskey drinking songs about people finding a new life in California, which is what I did.
Exactly. No, I have to ask. You loved California too, and when I got to go to college, I went to college in Boston, then I moved to San Diego, and I'm telling you, I got off the plane and I'm like, oh, this is way better than snow. I'm digging it.
But the thing is that I've got warm blood, so I prefer colder climes, really. That's for me. I mean, of course, like I've heard people say umpteen times, or another day in paradise in California. Right. But in a political sense, like, so we're a bit smuggins over here because, like, we voted the right way, which we always do. So
I'm telling you, I saw those votes come in, and I said, oh, California's going to secede.
We're going to secede. Yeah, we're going to dig a big trench down the San Andreas Fault, or down the Rockies, and then the rest of you can go bugger off.
I don't blame you. That's cool. So you got to LA and you met Dermot and Kieran and everybody, and then the band formed. You guys added Brad Wood and Ashton Sheehan and Cranky George. Now this is a cool band, and it's a fun band. Fantastic music.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine how much fun you guys are having. I watch the videos and what have you. But I have fun just listening to it, and it's really good.
That's the point. Like, in the Pogues, we had a lot of fun putting stuff together that was mad. But in Cranky George, like, there's a lot of talent up there. There's some great voices, particularly Dermot and Kieran, because they're brothers, that they have voices that are basically in the same wheelhouse. Kieran's is a little bit more refined, I'd say, than Dermot's is. But to work with those two guys, figuring out harmonies and stuff, you just have to step back and let them get on with it, because they've got a language together which I'm not part of. And despite the fact that I was a choir boy back when I was 10, my chops when it comes to singing aren't anywhere near Kieran and Dermot, so I sit in between them like a sort of snidey little kid, this sort of Manchester twang thing with no kind of articulation in it at all. And then Brad's got like a wonderful falsetto in the back. Sebastian's got a voice that sounds like honey, basically. The voices fit really nicely together with this language at the bottom of it between Kieran and Dermot, as I say. We have a lot of fun with that, and we have a lot of fun with the instruments that we can get out and play with. So Kieran plays the fiddle, and Dermot plays the cello. When he plays the mandolin, he plays guitar, he plays glockenspiel.
Wow.
And I'll play the accordion, I'll play guitar too, slide guitar, percussion I like to do. And so we recorded it all in Brad's studio at the back of his house in Los Angeles. So we've left ourselves to ourselves, and I suppose basically had a lot of fun, hard work fun, like recording is. Because once you get in front of the microphone, whether you've got a guitar in your hand or a balalaika or even your voice, you can't muck about. You've got to come up with the business. But it was
you certainly have.
Thank you so much. I think it's a tremendous record. I don't like to brag about much, but it's grown up and mad at the same time.
It is, and it's a double album. There's 14 tracks on this, folks.
Yeah, we could have fitted 14 onto a single album at a stretch. And we might have lost quality a bit if we'd done that. But these were all the songs that we recorded, and we thought, let's not leave a few of them off. Let's just put them all out. Yeah,
they're great. And now, folks, a couple quick messages from some of our show sponsors. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the rest of the interview after these quick messages.
Record better audio anywhere with Motive digital microphones from Shure. Easy-to-use options like the MV88 plug directly into your phone or computer and include a free app. Create studio-quality sound for podcasts, music, and videos. Visit Shure.com to learn more.
Metal Babe Mayhem is more than just an online store, it's a destination. MetalBabeMayhem.com carries over 150 rock and roll products, including clothing, jewelry, and accessories. Metal Babe Mayhem also offers shrine clothing and alchemy gothic jewelry. In addition, Metal Babe Mayhem founder Allison Metal Babe Cohen is a rock and roll journalist who supports local and national artists with rock and reviews, interviews, playlists, networking, and more. Metal Babe Mayhem is taking over the world, one shirt at a time.
YourWebDesigner.info has a special for Pop Rocks radio listeners. Have a website designed for only $80. Normally, they're $100, but with the special code ROXX, Pop Rocks radio listeners can save 20%. If your computer is sluggish and running slow, YourWebDesigner.info can fix it all up remotely, and with that savings code, you'll only pay $40. YourWebDesigner.info offers hosting and other various computer-related products. Please visit www.yourwebdesigner.info and let us build your future today. Remember, all web design includes a year of hosting for free and domain name registration for a year. www.yourwebdesigner.info.
Hi, folks. Are you looking for a custom gift for someone special in your life? Harper Lee Jewelry on Etsy offers custom hand-stamped jewelry created using pure aluminum, brass, copper, or new gold. Do you have a favorite inspiration or quote that you'd like to be represented? No worries. Harper Lee Jewelry on Etsy can create a custom cuff or necklace that represents your interests or ideas with a beautiful piece of jewelry. You can find them at harperleejewelry.etsy.com.
Roxx Gear, the online web shop of high-end luxury merchandise and products, all featuring original pop art paintings from La Jolla to Miami to London. www.merch.jamieroxx.us.
Glittering amethyst, energizing citrine, colorful fluorite, the other side of the sun, Earth's treasures brought to light. Since 1999, we have offered a unique collection of hand-selected minerals and gems for every budget, for novices, collectors, and healers. Visit www.yourwebdesigner.info www.tosots.com to view our wide selection of offerings and use coupon code ROXX, that's ROXX, for 10% off your first order. Remember, TOSOTS.com, Earth's treasures brought to light.
I've got the entire album queued up. Let's play a track so people know what just how good it is. What do you think we should play for people? Let's say they haven't heard Cranky George. I don't know. They live in Omaha, Nebraska, or someplace.
I'd say play the first one, because that's like
Tunnel of Love.
A signature thing. What's it called even, the first one?
Tunnel of Love.
Tunnel of Love. Yeah, do that one. Yeah.
Fantastic track. Here it is, folks. This is Cranky George. Check this out. Tunnel of Love. What a track. Tunnel of Love. That's the first track off the brand new Cranky George album. Fat Lot of Good. Now, James, we've got James Fearnley on with us. James, that was released. You guys released this in October, just last month, right?
Yeah. That's true.
Outstanding. Now, I know you've, with your career and whatnot, you've experienced that a lot. Do you still get that kind of, okay, it's done, it's going to do what it is, here you are, world? Is there nerves that happen or anything? There doesn't need to be. It's a fantastic album. Or did you know that? You said, oh, yeah, we got this.
You know what? I'm not sure if there are any nerves about it. Yeah, in a way, I wonder what my friends would think about it. And I would have to say, particularly the guys in the Pogues, I'd be interested to know what they thought of the record, but I haven't actually heard from any of them. So perhaps they don't like it, and they're just being nice by not telling me that they don't like it. Ooh, that's just put a thought into my head that I hadn't really considered before. Perhaps they actually hate the record. Anyway, so fuck them. I don't care.
Don't go there. No, the reason I ask is I'm a painter by trade. That's how I put bread on the table. I paint pictures of people and stuff. And I had many art shows. And I tell you, even to this day, before I have a show or something, man, I worry that people are going to show up with a basket of tomatoes or something and start chucking them.
Yeah,
it's never happened.
There's always
but
that.
I don't. I'm like, oh, man.
But all right, so when you're painting, do you ever ask yourself, what are people going to think about this?
It's weird because sometimes I'll paint something and I'm like, wow, I've changed art. I'm Picasso. This is amazing. And then I show it to people and they're like, I don't know, Jamie.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Pop art of Madonna. It happens. Yeah. And then sometimes I'll paint something I'm like, that's absolute rubbish. That's just terrible to put my foot through.
And so it became rubbish because why? You made a mistake?
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you identify the mistake that you'd made, or was it just like a failure in execution, or what do you think it was?
Sometimes I have a whole shelf I'm looking at right now of repaints. And as a matter of fact, we had some clients over earlier today, and Danny was showing them around. She goes, hey, can I show them the paintings on this show? I'm like, well, no, that's terrible stuff.
And why not those? Because they were too self-revealing, or...
They just didn't work. But sometimes people will see those, and they'll love them. And I'm like, what are you, crazy? But
there's no accounting for taste. Yeah. But, all right, so the thing is that while everybody was listening to Tunnel of Love, you and I were talking about the book that I wrote about my life in the Pogues.
This is cool.
All right, throughout my career with the Pogues, I kept a diary. In fact, I started writing diary seriously the year before the Pogues started. That's just uncanny that I should do that. So I wrote on the road, at home, and everything, took notes, and there are a few gaps here and there, but for the most part, I kept a diary throughout pretty much everything. And somebody said to me, if anybody's going to write the story of the Pogues, it's going to be you. They were talking to me. And I never thought about it much. But then I found myself in a writers group here in Los Angeles where most of the writing that I did in the writers group was either to do with the first girlfriend or to do with my dad or my mum or my childhood. And then a lot of it started to bear its focus on Shane MacGowan particularly, but then the wider sort of context of Jem Finer, the banjo player, and Spider Stacey, the whistle player, and Andrew Rankin, the drummer, and Philip Chevron, the guitar player, and Terry Woods, and Darryl Hunt, our bass player, and Cotto Reardon, who was our original bass player to begin with. And I met somebody who said, what are you writing about at the minute? She was a writer. And she said, send some stuff to my friend who's a literary agent in Oxford, England. So I did. And I got a reply back saying, this looks interesting. How about making it into a book? So I did that. It was awfully hard work. But the point I'm trying to make, actually, is that I met somebody after I'd finished the book and it had been published and everything, and he came up to me. This was after a Pogues gig, after the reunion thing that we've been doing since 2001. He said to me, Jesus Christ, you've got balls of steel. Because I just wrote what I knew. And without much thought of what effect it would have on anybody. Not that I'm an unkind person, but I wanted to make everything look like my experience of what it was. You know, I wanted to put people in a room with us in the dressing room afterwards when we have a big row, or on the bus looking through the window at the German countryside, or what a gig was like, or I wanted to put in the place of me. Sorry, Jamie, go ahead, what?
Shining a light. I said there was no sugarcoating it seems. It was just shining a light. Here it is.
My job wasn't to hurt anybody or do anybody down. It was just to tell a story. Because it's a good story. Like to join up with a few guys from tenement buildings in King's Cross in London and put a band together, and then end up going all over the world, and then your lead singer goes off the rails slowly, and then you have to decide what to do about that. That's the story, basically.
And it happened. It's tragically it happens. You see it, and
it can do. Yeah,
it's interesting. We live in this society, and we were talking about Facebook earlier. You see this happen sometimes with bands, and there'll always be somebody on Facebook or whatever social media, and they're like, they had it all. Why would they do? I'm like, man, you don't know.
you don't know.
There. You don't.
I saw somebody being interviewed. And somebody that like you wouldn't. Like the guys from Status Quo. That I can't remember the name of the guitar. Just guitar players all over the place in Status Quo. But the blonde one was talking about how hard work it is being in a band, and there are some people that I know who would say, "What do you mean work? It's not work." And on the face of it, it's not work, because you go out and you show off in front of a load of people, and then you drink a load afterwards, and then you go to bed and you do it again the next day. So what kind of a job is that? No, it's not much of a job. But I've been on the road sometimes where I've had to lie on a little stretch of wall somewhere because every bone in my body was tired, and I had to do a gig that night. I don't have to do the gig. Well, yes, I do have to do the gig because that's what you're there for. And there's all manner of
contracts have been signed. People have bought tickets. The
show has got to go on. When you're in the middle of all sorts of mayhem, where technically it's going wrong and the singer's kind of out to lunch totally, you've got to get through your 2.25 hours or 2.5 hours of gig and make it look like you know what you're doing.
Exactly. And then go on the internet and read from a bunch of people, blah, 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 all these experts. And it's, man, did you have a good time? Yeah, but that chord in the third song was slightly, shut up, enjoy the show. What's wrong with you? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's play another Cranky, George. We got to do another track, and I want to talk more. Before we do that, is the book still available? Right? Where can people pick the book up?
It is. It's called "Here Comes Everybody: The Story of the Pogues," and it's in the United States. It's published by Chicago Review Press. In England and Europe and Ireland and everything, is published by Faber and Faber. And it's like 403 pages long. There are some large words in it from time to time because my grandfather, whenever he read a book, had a dictionary next to him. So I was writing it for him, in a sense.
Nice. That's awesome. That's very cool. And, folks, we'll put a link up, or as soon as the show's over, I will find the link where you can pick up your copy.
Cool. Because it's a page-turner.
Absolutely.
Well, it's a page.
Absolutely. Yeah, 403 times. That's a big
403 pages. Indeed, you can count them if you want.
And now, folks, a couple quick messages from some of our show sponsors. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the rest of the interview after these quick messages.
That isn't just the sound of the 2016 Mercedes-Benz C-Class high-strength steel and aluminum frame being formed. It's the sound of conviction. Conviction that created a lighter, quicker, and more efficient C-Class, whose beautiful form commands attention, while its more powerful, fuel-efficient engine demands to be driven. This is what conviction sounds like. Now, discover what it feels like in a 2016 Mercedes-Benz C-Class.
I figured out who the neighbor around the corner is.
Oh, yeah?
I like him a lot.
Ooh.
He lets me talk as much as I want, is very simple, and has great plans.
Okay, I have to meet him.
Sure. Say hi. This is Metro PCS.
Metro PCS is in your neighborhood. Come say hi and get unlimited data, talk, and text for only $30 period. All on the fast nationwide 4G LTE T-Mobile network. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figure it out. Coverage not available in some areas. 1 gigabyte of high-speed data included. See store for details, terms, and conditions, and data management info.
Hey everybody, pop artist Jamie Roxx here. Hey, at the end of last year, we've got quite a few inquiries where people wanted paintings, but the economy's getting better, but it's still rough for a lot of people, and they just can't afford my normal larger paintings. They love my work, but they just can't afford the big ones. So what we did on that is I've been picking different themes and painting smaller ones, 16 by 20 canvas, perfect size canvas for an apartment or a room. It's not overwhelming. It's not a big, huge thing you'd see in a gallery or in a big millionaire's house, but it's good. And what they are, we've been selling those on eBay. So if you go to the website, www.jamieroxx.us, you'll see the eBay auctions there. I try to have 4 or 5 per week up at all times, and we don't have any control over what those sell for. So you might get a good deal, but definitely worth checking out if you're on a budget. And I hope one of my original paintings will be hanging in your home soon. Thank you for your interest, and I'm back to the show now.
Oh, what song are you going to play now?
Let's do. What do you think we should do? Misery Road or something? Or I've got them all. What do you?
Yeah, we could do Misery Road
because
we're not releasing singles so much, but we're highlighting tracks along the way. We started out with a song called Nighttime. The video's available everywhere where there's videos. So Nighttime was the first one. Misery Road is the one that we're concentrating on at the minute, which Dermot wrote and Dermot sings. And then in the new year, we're going to concentrate on a song that I wrote, that I sing, called Ne me quitte pas, which is French for Don't Leave Me. And then, but at the minute, it's Misery Road, so that'll be a good one to play.
That's what we'll do. We'll do Misery Road, and then we'll do No More. Man, I can't say it. Say it again, James.
Ne me quitte pas.
Ne me quitte pas.
No,
that's what those women were telling me when I was in Paris. No,
yeah, when you were in France last time. Don't go.
That's right.
Oh,
you haven't paid the bill yet. No, it's another story. Here it is, folks. Misery Road. Cranky George. Check this out.
Check the oil top off the tank. Cash my last paycheck at the bank. Last light in town, the corner store. Can't stand to stay here anymore. My 1990 Chevrolet. I drive on out to Dismal Bay. Drive through the rain, drive through the fear. God knows. Windshield wipers for my tears. Check my dusty rear view. Thought I caught a fleeting glimpse of you. So I said, jump in the front and lock the door. Can't stand to taste these tears no more. Contemplating wrong or right. As the day overcome denial. No time to eat, no don't take the turn. I missed the turn on Misery Road.
And there it was, folks. That was Misery Road by Cranky George. We're talking with James of Cranky George here, James Fearnley. James, fantastic song. No, I like the video for that song a lot as well.
Oh, that's cool, isn't it? Because it's got all the line dancing in it.
Yeah.
Which we had a lot of fun trying to figure out.
Really? Because it looks like you guys knew it. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I was watching that. That was very cool.
No, we practiced and practiced. That all the guys came to my house to come and practice on our back deck. And the missteps to begin with were atrocious until we got the hang of it. I think what's needed is you need to hook your thumb into your belt. That's what you need. But I didn't get that.
You looked like you just had it. Yeah. I was going to say,
my hands are behind my back when I do the line dancing thing. And it looks like I've been handcuffed. And I'm doing it under duress. I don't really want to be doing the line dancing at all. The line dancing comes off really well, and it's a good song and it's a great story about a guy leaving town and making likely to make another mistake or yet another mistake.
We've all been there.
Song. And it has a kind of a Steelers. Do you know that band Steelers Wheel?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's got a Steelers Wheel vibe about it, for me.
Yeah,
Have a listen to it again, and you tell me if it doesn't sound like Steelers Wheel.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it definitely does. It definitely. I tell you, one of the other things about the video I like, of course, is just the set where you guys filmed it. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, so that looked very much like Detroit. I'm like, hey, this looks like my hometown.
Sorry.
Burned out cars.
No, I went to the misfortune to go. No, I shouldn't say the misfortune to go to Detroit. Like some of the best gigs that the Pogues did actually were in Detroit. Like St Andrews Hall, we played a few times.
Oh yeah.
I love playing in Detroit. It's nowadays, so it is. Yeah.
Oh man, I tell you the weirdest thing, James. Speaking of St Andrews Hall, there was a nightclub when I was a kid in the basement of St Andrews Hall called The Shelter, and I have all these memories, and we'd go there and dance to Flock of Seagulls and all that kind of stuff. And I was watching, a couple years ago, I was watching this Eminem movie that he was made about Detroit called 8 Mile, and they had a big rap battle in it. Yeah, and they had the battle at The Shelter, and I went, man, things have changed at The Shelter.
Oh, wow.
You know,
it's
been 25
and
years
how many
since
interviews? How many interviews can you come across where the Flock of Seagulls gets mentioned twice?
That's true.
Not many.
That's very true. Or St. Andrews Hall.
We win some sort of an award for mentioning Flock of Seagulls twice.
They should send us a check, is what they should do.
Damn, I'll give you my address when we're finished. Because the check's going to come to me and I'll take my bit out of it before I give you yours.
There you go. There you go. Now, I wanted to mention you guys are playing, Cranky George is playing here in about, a couple weeks at Molly Malone's, right?
Yeah, December the 3rd is the last of it was described as a residency to begin with. Then a residency is like once every week or once every month or something. But ours is once every 2 weeks. So I reckon it's more like a season. It's a season at Molly Malone.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know who came up with that. It was really brilliant. So we've done 3 gigs already. And so we have the last one on December the 3rd, which I'll be disappointed to see the season finished. Because I love playing. I've been playing live all my life, and there's nothing to beat it. So I've been disappointed, but then there'll be more in the new year. We're hoping to do some more stuff and go further afield. In fact, one of the reasons why we called ourselves Cranky George The George part comes from It's a Wonderful Life, where the Jimmy Stewart character is called George, and someone called him, "Oh, you're Mossback, George, because you never leave town." And we were called Mossback George for a bit because we never left town. But
and then they got cranky about it.
And then we got cranky about it. That's another story. So the George bit is that we never left town. So we played in Chicago once, and we played in Carlsbad once. But now it's time to go further afield. I'd like to go to Europe. I'd like to do festivals this summer. That'd be fantastic, because we'd be a great festival band.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
well, I'll tell you, if there's any South Florida dates you can line up, I'll be the first.
No, sure. Well, if you know of anybody that we should get in touch with to see if we can play in South Florida or anywhere for that matter, I think we'd.
Yeah.
I think
I'll
we'd knock
send you a list. I'll send you a list. Yeah, just people. Yeah, absolutely. It's
we put on a good show as well. It's like we don't dance around. It's a bit. No, we don't. We don't show off particularly, but it's a compelling sort of show. I think just to see what. Oh my God, is it going to go wrong? And it doesn't.
That's awesome. But that's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, yeah, it's very cool. And we have a link up to, right now on our show page, I'm just looking, you guys had a pledge music type deal going on, and now that's still going on, right? People can pledge.
I think it's moved over to Bandcamp now.
Oh, I see.
So
okay.
the record,
we'll update that.
Yeah, update that. I don't know if the link automatically goes through to Bandcamp now that the pledge drive thing is finished. So the album and the CD and there's a double vinyl if people still use turntables, which they do, and it sounds brilliant on turntable, I have to say, and it looks good as well, particularly the album cover, because when you open it out, on the back actually tells a story. On a CD, you don't get that so much.
And there's a hidden message on each one of the things I was reading on your website. There's
that's
some kind
right.
of
We've got the Pokey Scratchings, they're called.
Cool.
Pokey Scratchings. We've got a little hidden message on the actual scratched into the vinyl itself. I'd forgotten about that. But as a piece of something, as a piece of art, I suppose, it's a nice thing to have. But me, I'm from the days of LPs where I used to come back from Manchester and on the bus with your LP on your lap and looking at who did this, what's the artwork all about. You open it up and all the liner notes and everything. On CDs, you don't get that.
Yeah, and that's how you found out about bands. Man, I would read
a lot of the time.
It was like I was reading the Bible or something. Yeah, just ended like, look who produced this and all this kind
fabulous.
of stuff.
And the artwork's big and you can get into it. Yeah,
absolutely.
I lament the days that we don't, I do lament those days.
It's the interesting thing about that. My girlfriend Danny, her younger sister, who's I think I'm probably going to get this wrong. I think she's like 22, 23, something like that. A millennial. Right. That's always the big key word now.
Yeah.
She buys vinyl, and so do all her friends. And
that's cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, that's awesome. That is awesome. Let's play your song. Now I said this totally wrong before, and I probably can't.
And you're going to say it wrong again.
I'm going to say it wrong again.
Well, let me help. Because as I say in the lyrics, I sing in the lyrics, I've robbed this chorus from Jacques Brel. Now, do you know who Jacques Brel is?
I've heard the name, but it's not coming up right now.
He was a Belgian singer who wrote some really fantastic songs. And one of the most fantastic songs that I know that he wrote was called Ne me quitte pas. And it's about his wife. It's in French, although I do read French. I can't remember what all the words were about, but they are very passionate and very on the verge of being heartbroken.
Gotcha.
And so I wrote a song about somebody, and it was obvious that the chorus needed to be Ne me quitte pas. So I do say I robbed this chorus from Jacques Brel. I just want to give credit to Jacques Brel for the song, but the song is called Ne me quitte pas, which means don't leave.
Here it is. Yes, here it is, folks.
Cool.
Check it out. Track 10 off the new album Fat Lot of Good by Cranky George. Here it is.
These dum-dums and uncustard sunsets are wearing pretty thin, but they're just objective correlatives of some turbulence within, where the fields absorb the fiery orb. No more skies of salmon skin. Good night, my love, and fare my heart, it hurts like bloody hell. I robbed this chorus from Jacques Brel. Ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas. I found you in the perfume dust. You were callow, you were young, and awkwardly you talked with me in my bloody mother tongue. And now each evening comes around like the gutter demerung. That evening I remember, sky it shone like oyster shell. You leaned your face on my lapel, but never came to my hotel. Ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas. Ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas. You will sit against the stonework and squinted at the dawn. You scorned my laggard footsteps in the dew across your lawn. And now the sun each morning rises like Descartes' sun. This blighted world I am doomed to dwell. You find me in my lonely cell with a soughing wind and a heavy swell. My ardor I've tried hard to quell with several bottles of cheap Moselle. Labor bullshit, mademoiselle. Ne me quitte pas, 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 ne me quitte pas.
Ne me quitte pas, Cranky George. I probably said it wrong again, but I don't
know.
know.
No,
I'm into the
good.
spirit.
It was good. It was good. It was fantastic. You'd pass as a Parisian.
All right, there we go. One of my favorite cities. Oh man, I remember the first time going. I didn't want to leave.
Well,
I didn't want to leave.
The waiters are very
that's
rude.
true. It was funny because I tell you, I had a fantastic time my first time. It was so crazy. Apparently, there's some singer in France named M, and I looked like him. I'd never heard of the guy or whatever, but everybody kept thinking I was this guy. Yeah, just the letter M. And he had big glasses and big crazy hair or something.
No,
and everybody thought I was him.
From way back when, who did pop music?
No, not the pop music guy. No, this is a different guy. And I got pretty. Mike didn't have to wait in line. I didn't say anything. They're like,
"Oh wow,
right this way, sir." And I'm like, you know.
Fantastic. So you're impersonating somebody who gets left into court. Fine.
I signed no autographs. I might have skipped the line at the Moulin Rouge. That's all I'm saying. That may or may not have happened.
Okay.
Crazy. So the new album, folks, is Fat Lot of Good, Cranky George, fantastic band, and you got to pick this up. You got to pick it up. It's a double album. Every track is good on it. Every track is good. And I guess you guys just planned it that way. Fantastic. I love it.
We didn't plan anything. We just wrote the songs and took our time recording the damn things and worked hard on, like what musicians don't work hard on. Oh, I can think of a few, actually. But
I was going to say, we've mentioned a couple times on the show. I'm kidding. I'm going to get emails now.
But I suppose, we've known one another, Kieran and Dermot and myself. Obviously, Kieran and Dermot have known one another since they were babies. Dermot's the older one. I don't know by how many years, a couple of years or maybe a year and a half or something. So they've known one another for as long as they've been alive. And then I met Dermot in 1989 and Kieran same year. And I met Brad through our children's school. He was a dad there. And got to know him that way. So we've all known one another for quite a long time. So there's a chemistry there. I think particularly between Dermot, Kieran and myself, with us being neighbours and having known one another for such a long time, and having been in the Low and Sweet Orchestra too. So we've been through that kind of, I was going to say crucible, but it's not crucible so much. But to be in a band already that's made a record and signed to a record company and done videos and done gigs and suffered one another's company in recording studios and dressing rooms and stages and stuff. So in a sense, it is a crucible that kind of fuses people together. Of Dermot and Kieran, and fond of Brad and Sebastian too, but it's the Cranky George trio is what we were called to begin with. That's like the core of the group somehow, I'd say. Not wanting to put the other guys out of anything. No, I hope they don't listen to this, but they probably will.
Let's hope. Let's hope everybody's still. And folks, that's when the band. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I know.
Oh my
God! Go to the next rehearsal. Oh, you think that way, do you? Okay, the band's splitting up. We're not doing anything anymore. Oh God.
Oh man, it wasn't even a girlfriend. Oh my gosh.
Just a stupid accordion player who can't keep his mouth shut.
James, I want to thank you so much. I'm looking at the time. It's about that time. And thanks so much for taking time out of your schedule to be on the show and classing the joint up around here.
I'm starving for my dinner now. I'm absolutely ravenous hungry.
I know, and I said it'll be quick.
Yeah, you're lying. It wasn't going to be quick at all. There's my chicken shawarma waiting for me.
And there it is. We were going to have chicken curry tonight, but I don't know. I don't know what happened to that plan. Didn't happen here. Crazy. Hey, and before we end up, a big shout out to Chris Rice and all the fine folks over at Miles High Productions. If you're in a band or doing something and you need some help on the PR side of it, those are fine folks to know. We have a link up, so I don't know how that business works. Just get a hold of them, pick up their dry cleaning, do whatever you got to do to get them on your side. And they'll get you on nice shows like this.
Dry cleaning.
Wash their car.
No, did we clean their shoes? I can't remember.
There you go. Mow their grass.
I might have washed the car.
As a big band thing, I can see it. It's the next video. Hey, folks, this will be converted to a podcast. It'll be out on all the social media platforms, including iTunes. If you're listening to us in the future on iTunes, hello from the past. Do me a quick favor. Hit that ratings and review. That puts us up at the top of the page. That's where we like to be. Awesome. James, go eat that dinner.
I'm going to eat my dinner.
The missus for, your cold dinner. Enjoy that tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be cold. Oh.
I know. We'll talk to you soon. Everybody, we have a early show tomorrow with the holiday and everything, so we will be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Got a fantastic author that's going to be on. It's got a new book called Nashville Murder or something like that. I don't know. I don't have my notes in front of me. But it's a really good, big-time author, so you guys will dig that. Tom Carter. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night, James. You rock. Keep doing what you're doing. It's fantastic.
Take care. All right, then.
Take care.
Yep. Bye.
See everybody tomorrow.
Jamie Roxx's Pop Rocks Talk radio show has been executive produced by Jamie Roxx for Pop Rocks Limited, recorded at Deerfield Beach in South Florida for broadcast.
Hej, det här är Hicks från Sverige och ni lyssnar till Pop Rocks Radio med Jamie Roxx.
Blog Talk Radio.